Hey, all, it is Sunday night. I don't even not sure what time it is. Probably getting close to 7 o'clock, but legitimately telling 100% truth, Russell's Reserve 15-year just hit the SLB basement bourbon bar like 10 minutes ago.
And
honestly,
in the nick of time, too, because in Indiana, the liquor stores close at 8 on Sunday. So we almost didn't make it. We were really trying to get this out for Monday. Harry texted me, said that he really pulled through with this one.
Well, yeah, obviously.
The Russell's 15 is a little bit, it's already an elusive bottle, but couple that with the fact that Indiana is usually a little bit late for stuff like this.
Always.
We're the redheaded stepchild of the states.
Always, yes.
They really don't like the fact that we make corn. I mean,
No.
the stuff that we make goes in here.
Yeah.
I don't make any corn. Imagine me trying to farm something. That wouldn't be too good. Yeah, but I've heard that Illinois and Indiana are just now starting to get it, so we're a little bit behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I was trying to think as you were talking, Trent, but I have to believe that this particular bottle has been the most anticipated release so far in 2024. I don't know if it'll stay that way by the end of the year, but I don't know of anything else that, because I've had all kinds of messages, where is this bottle at? You guys need to review it. The SLB Basement Bourbon Bar has to have the Russell's 15. You guys got to review it. All kinds of talk about it. There's a lot of people who are looking forward to this one. So
I think you might be up to this point.
Up to this point.
Yeah.
It may not stay that way all through the rest of the year, and why not? It's 15-year-old Wild Turkey product sitting at 117.2 proof. I mean, it's non-chill filtered.
Ooh, that's
It's got all the good stuff. I mean, Eddie Russell at some point in time made the decision to leave it at 117.2 proof. It does not say barrel proof anywhere on the label, so he must have watered it down just a touch. And I'm assuming in his determination, that's where it sipped the best, at that exact 117.2 spot. And who am I to argue with Eddie Russell? It's not going to happen.
He's been doing this for a while. He
Yeah,
probably knows this stuff.
A few years.
Do you know if 117.2 proof is like I don't know if moniker is the right word, but like has any kind
standard
of meaning,
of some sort?
A meaning? Like is 117.2 a Russell's thing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
I mean,
in general, no.
When Harry handed this to me at the counter, this we pay, MSRP I believe is $249.99. I picked this up for $264.99.
Okay,
so
that's
$20
pretty
over
close to
MSRP.
that. I did write down in my notes $250.
Okay.
Being the MSRP, so that's not too far away from that, so that's a good thing.
He handed this to me, and it was, I don't know if it was the lighting or whatever, but it's still looking pretty dark, but in the store it almost looked black, like the 13th Colony Double Oak.
It is, and I eyeballed it up against the 13-year, last year's 13-year.
We have the 13-year.
I put it out there just so I could look at color and just look at a few things on the label, and yeah, it's definitely has a bit more color to it. And I don't know, Trent, the aromas coming out of this glass are truly spectacular. Honestly.
We've been fortunate enough to procure a few dusty turkeys, and this is like super reminiscent of that, like really dark cherry / woodiness.
Oh yeah.
I get a little bit of vanilla on this one.
That's the first thing that I noticed myself, was like a real deep, dark cherry note. I think the 13-year, because it was in our tournament, it was in our Bourbon Madness tournament this year, and it got quite a bit, it got pretty high for me. It went a long ways. But that one is more of for lack of better terms, a medicinal type cherry note that's in there, delicious nonetheless. But this is stewed and just a real nice, robust, dark cherry note in there. I'm getting like a sweet tobacco coming out of there too. It's this whole nosing is wonderful.
Is tobacco something that you just like eat? I know you can like roll it up and like smoke it in like a Swisher Sweet or something. But I don't know if you just like. Is that like the same thing as like chewing tobacco? You just like toss in a fatty chaw and just let it rip? I don't know.
I have to be honest with you, Trent. I haven't ever smoked a cigarette in my life. I've never stuck a fatty chaw in my mouth. That's for sure.
What? You're not doing that? Come
Corey's
on, man.
laughing. Corey's laughing. I've never done anything like that, Cor. No, sir. But yeah. I know, seriously, I've never I don't know. I've never had tobacco once in my life. So.
I kind of want to experience it just for the sake of doing like a mental comparison versus what you just said now, which to me makes a little bit of sense. And I'm like, oh yeah, but I've never actually had any.
Well, what I have been around before is those who have smoked tobacco, and I've been around folks who have had pipes going with that sweet
Popeye.
type of tobacco type thing, and that's basically what I am smelling in here.
Okay. This really just smells like your granddad's Lazy Boy. Like it's broken in and it's just like old. You know?
It's lovely. There's some real dark, rich notes in there too.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, molasses.
It's like Luxardo cherry juice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Lovely.
Dang it. You're the Russell's guy, so I'm going to let you speak first on this, but dang it.
Wow. 117.2 proof, but even on first sip, a lot of the aromas and the notes that we were giving are coming through on the palate. Wow. Finish. Still going as I'm speaking. Robust, rich. Still get that real beautiful dark Luxardo cherry note that you spoke of.
Yeah.
I'm still getting a little bit of that sweet tobacco note. I'm trying to identify, though, the other sweet components, because there's some sweet components in here, too. and maybe like a real rich brown sugar, but I'm going to take another sip here before I get too far over my skis.
It is kind of like a brown sugar, I feel like, because you get a really nice... I like the spice on it. It's really nice. The cherry-ish, like the dark cherry sweetness really kind of goes well together. I do get a little vanilla in it just a little bit. It's like...
All right.
It's almost like a baked good vanilla. Like a baking spice kind of, but also not. I don't know, it's confusing.
Wow. I like the vanilla note, though, Trent. I think that's awesome. I think that's excellent.
It's leathery.
There is a little bit of some earthy notes in here, and they are beautifully well-rounded. It's a layered sipping experience that is very complex. Comes together beautifully. It really does. So when Trenton speaks of leather, or if I speak of a little bit of sweet tobacco, it just hints of it to where it just envelopes you with the rest of those sweet notes as well. Beautifully well-rounded, extremely well-balanced. I know I'm going on a limb here, but this so far possibly could be bourbon of the year right here so far.
Really?
I mean, we got a lot of time left in the year, but man, this is super, super good.
I'm gonna hold out for that old Granddad 16. But yeah. Anyways, this really, if like, imagine yourself in kind of like a cigar lounge that's like really, it's got a lot of leather in it, and they're like fresh baking some cherry pies. I mean,
right in there with it.
I mean, really, yeah. Served with with a scoop of vanilla ice cream on it.
Yeah, perfect. The only way Trenton is
it's all about the experience. That's my experience in my head. I'm like going to my happy place, even though my happy place doesn't have a pie.
Yeah.
Especially a cherry one.
Yeah.
But I mean, wow.
Only Trenton can relay tasting notes like that. But I can't argue one of those though. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I can argue some stuff
this
you
one.
say. I can't argue that at all.
And I'm really surprised because I do like the Russell's 13. I think it's good. And I wasn't going into this rooting against Russell's 15, but I was like, man, that price is starting to creep up there. And the hype is going from the 13, which I think is already pretty good.
Sure.
How's that extra 2 years going to kind of play into the 13? How's that going to work?
I think it plays in beautifully. It really does. And I don't know. I mean, I could be off my rocker, but my very favorite Russell's product that I have here and that I've ever had is this one here that Trenton rounded up for me. What was that, 16 year?
Yep.
That one right there. For right now, I mean, we'd have to compare it. We're not going to do it right now, but for right now, I'll promise you this rivals this bottle.
Well, actually, here's what
we're going to do.
This Friday is our live stream. So what we're gonna do a Russell's blind, and I know.
Oh, my mind's already churning.
I'm
already got ideas.
We're gonna have to enlist Kent for this because I'm not doing a Russell's blind. I think you who really enjoy Russells, and I know Kent's a big Russells fan, so what better way to kind of see where this plays into we'll do the 13, we'll do the 15, we'll do the CNF, we'll do the Russells 2002, and we'll do maybe like a Russell store pick.
Oh, I've got, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 wonderful store picks over there, and I'll make sure I pick my most favorite of those store picks to put in the blind.
Yeah. So this Friday at 8 p.m. Central, don't miss it because we're going to be figuring out which Russells is the best. And I'm glad that we got this in time because I didn't actually think about that until just now, but I think it'd be fun to kind of see which one is the best. Especially
that is going to be a blast.
Yeah, especially since they get up there and it's starting to get up there in the price. This 15 is $250.
Right. Let's talk about that for a second. I mean, in all realities and in all honesty, what is really worth $250 when you're talking whiskey? Now, if you break that down in just an intermediate conversation, not a whole lot. However, if I'm going to convey my honest feelings and opinion about this bottle, since I love Wild Turkey and Russell's Reserve products, also, I will have this bottle down here at the Basement Bourbon Bar, and the joy that I'll have to have a few sips now and there and share it with some of the folks that come down here. There will be a decent number of years of good times from this bottle. The 250 really, I think, it doesn't make me mad. And how I am.
I do.
I can get irritated pretty quick about pricing.
I know you can.
Really can. But on this one, knowing how much I'm going to enjoy this bottle and other folks too, and memories that I'm going to have for a lifetime, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. And that's a great perspective. Like, definitely it's all about the memories and the experience that you share with other people. So price is definitely a subjective topic for anybody.
And an individual topic.
Yeah. And it's also, that's not to say that $250 for a bottle of whiskey is not incredibly expensive.
No,
it's very expensive.
And trust me when I tell you, I talk to tons and tons of folks, lots of them. Some of them tell me I don't pay more than $70, $60 for a bottle of bourbon ever, and that's my line in the sand, and I don't cross it.
Yeah.
I'm all for you.
And there's great products that you can get.
Absolutely. I have other people that I've talked to. Aiden, if you remember, Aiden is in a lot of the comments and so forth, and in some of our live streams as well.
He's got the avatar with the glasses on, or that's like
no, he's like the Hercules guy. He's like he's got kind of like a big thing. But regardless, great guy, has a lot of great comments, a lot of good knowledge. He's not a Wild Turkey guy at all.
I'm with you, Aiden.
Doesn't like it. So for him, it'd be a big no bueno. I'm pretty sure for him.
Is he the one that said it tasted like dog food?
Probably.
I think.
Yeah, he's got some
jogging my memory.
He's got some pretty stiff comments about Wild Turkey, and it's not for him. It's not for him, and that's okay too. So it's an individual choice, obviously, but for me personally, loving it the way I do, knowing the experiences and the memories that I'll have from this bottle, I'm not mad about the $250.
Yeah, and I'll just give my opinion for what it's worth. I wouldn't go any more than $175 for this one. I think it's very good. I'd be happy to get another one at around $175 price point. But for $250, as somebody who's not a huge turkey fan, that's kind of where my limit is for this one. And I know, like, Wild Turkey, you got Four Roses, and there's another distillery that I was trying to think of that I can't figure it out. But it's got this like earthy aftertaste. For me, I like stuff that has a little bit more of a sweet aftertaste, and that's very like traditional type bourbon is a little bit more of like an earthy, maybe a little bit of a sweet thing. Okay. But this is good.
Absolutely is.
But I'm not pushing my granny over to get another one, especially for more than $175. She's already got back problems. Sorry, Boosh. I don't need you to be hurting anymore for a bottle of whiskey. So
I'm not gonna push anybody over at any point in time. I'm too old for that, anyways. But by golly, I'm gonna say this, Trent. If an opportunity arises where I can have a backup of this in some form or fashion, and we're only gonna get one. We're only going to get one from from Harry. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
He's got other people to take care of, and we are behind him on that.
Yep.
We want other people to enjoy it too. But if the opportunity arises at some point in time for the same price, I'd be hard pressed not to get a backup on this one, pal. Hard pressed.
It's pretty good. is pretty good. And as much as that pains me to say, Wild Turkey did a good job on this one.
Yeah.
I will say. Good job, Eddie.
Yeah, well, let me say this in closing. It was worth the wait.
All right, well, okay.
Yep, I was kind of on pins and needles here for several weeks, really wanting to get this out here and get a review done on it. It was worth the wait.
All right, good to know.
It's very, very good. All right, guys, that's all we have for you tonight. I really hope you enjoy it. We appreciate each and every one of you. Keep it in mind. Put it on your calendar. You know, if you don't know how to do it like me, to put like a little schedule note on your phone where it beeps at you, email Trenton. He'll tell you how to do it on your phone.
Yeah, my email is kurt@slbdrinks.com.
Oh boy, you just did that, didn't you? You just did that, didn't you? Hey, I'm gonna tell you something right. If you email me, I won't be able to tell you how to do that on your phone. Your mom tells me all the time. I'll say, "Can you remind me? Could you put?"
Yeah, no. Instead of you forwarding me each one that you get, just email me. It's Trenton@slbdrinks.com. Please don't hurt me too much, though.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is make a note to be here for our live stream. It's going to be a ton of fun. We always have a great time. So
there's gonna be pizza.
There always is.
You hear that, Mom? We're getting pizza.
You're not happy about that either, I'm sure.
She's probably gonna hit you when you guys are watching this tomorrow.
I'm positive I'll get a text. All right, guys. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. See you next time. Right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.